fast, you all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm supposed to be showing this book right here. Somebody asked about this book, Gina, in a comment section. So I'm answering a question for Al Ferry. Miss Gina, please help me figure out the name of the Apocrypha text you started reading one time. It was a big yellow book with red writing, and I can't remember if you said your daughter had it or you bought it. It was getting pretty dicey, and I think it's the second book of Adam and Eve, and it made you feel no hope. I know that a Trump was one of the interpreters, like the Apocrypha and the Agriphia. Please, someone let me know. Okay, honey. Al Ferry, honey, since you said that, I had my daughter go get it, and we got it. We got it for you, Al. We did it for you. So, yeah, so you said you think you've got some connections to it, you all. I'm going to show you all what it was, because I did a video on here. You all, I apologize. I look so wild, but I don't care, really. I care, but I don't care. I care, but I don't care. So, if you're just tuning in, Al wanted to know, Gina, what was the name of this book? Because I had started reading it. It's a whole collection. It's really thick. You can see right here. It's super thick. Look how thick it is. So, but let me read this to you, if we can. I know it's strobing, you all. It is strobing. Welcome to the live chat. Yeah, hold on right there. I can't see. Okay. I don't know if it's going to help me see now, but I'm going to see it. So this right here. Oh, I'm going to get it. I can't really read it that well. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, you all, I got it. The second book of Adam and Eve expands on the time from Cain's act of murder to the time Enoch was taken by God. It is above all a continuation of the story of the first book of Adam and Eve. Like the first book, this book is also part of the Pseudepigrapha, which is a collection of biblical works that are considered to be fiction. Although considered to be pseudocura, it carries significance in that it provides insight into what was considered acceptable religious writings and ideas of the time. The book is a composite of oral versions of an account handed down by word of mouth from generation to generation until an unknown author pieced the stories together in a written form. This particular version is the work of an unknown Egyptian. The lack of historical allusion makes it difficult to date the writing. Using other pseudepigrapha works as a reference only slightly narrows the probable dates to a range of a few hundred years. Parts of the text were probably included in an oral tradition 200 or 300 years before the birth of Christ. Certainly, Book 2 was written after Book 1. Sections of the book are found in the Jewish Talmud and the Islamic Quran, although some think that this shows how the books Adam and Eve played a vital role in ancient literature. It could just as well expose the fact that the authors of Adam and Eve stories borrowed heavily from the accepted holy books. The Egyptian author wrote in Arabic, but later translations were found written in Ethiopic. The present English translation was completed in the late 1800s by Dr. S.C. Malan and Dr. E. Trump. Why is Trump's name here? See, that's why I'm showing it. Trump's name is in this book. Let me show you. And that's what he wanted to know. Why was Trump's name in this book with the 2 P's? So that's why I'm reading it. I can't see it, so that's why I'm had to hold this up. The translated in the text of the King James Version from both the Arabic version and the Ethiopic version, which was then published in the Forgotten Books of Eden in 1927 by the World Publishing Company. The version presented here takes the 1927 version, written in the King James style English, and renders it into wording more familiar with the modern reader. Tangled sentence structure and archaic words were replaced with a more clear, crisp 21st century English. So this is in response, you all, to someone who wanted to know the name of the book, Al, because he's found something. This is it right here. So Al Ferry wanted to know, he wanted to know, he knows that a trump was one of the interpreters, and like the apocryphal and the Gryphia. Please, someone let me know. I believe I may have found the connection. So I did. I found it for you and I read it. So y'all, just made this video for him and anybody else, because these are like the rejected lost scriptures. And I shied away from it because I didn't want to read it. It made me feel uncomfortable in my spirit reading about it. It did. And Rambo, honey, hello. Eyes wide open, 3045. Yeah, that's what it was. So there was, these are rejected books. They say it's fiction. If you know what fiction is, Gina, honey, what's fiction? Let me type it in. See what Google says fiction is. It's any creative work, chiefly any narrative work portraying individuals, events, or places that are imaginary or in ways that are imaginary. Fictional portrayals are thus inconsistent with history, facts, and plausibility. So they said in this book that this is, what did they say it was? Yeah. Which is a collection of historical biblical works that are the pseudepigraph. This is what it is. This book is part of a pseudepigraph or whatever, considered to be fiction. Although considered to be pseudepigrapha, it carries significance in that it provides insight into what was considered acceptable religious writing and ideas of the time. And it was like, it's a composite of oral versions and accounts handed down by word of mouth from generation to generation. So that's what this was. And he's found when to know about Trump is in their book. Hello. I wasn't planning on coming back on here, you all. I wasn't. But I did. And I'm not going to read it because I read it one day. I read it. It has tons of books in it. Tons of books. Let's do this. Let me show you what it has in it. And this ain't going to be a popular video, but it's the Encyclopedia, Lost and Rejected Scriptures, the Pseudepigrapha, and the Apocrypha. I can't even say it. Apocrypha. Yeah. And I don't mean to do that, but I can't say it. I want to see if I can see if there's, yeah, there is. So this is, it was written in 2010. 2010 is when it was written. No part of this book shall be whatever. So they have the Adam and Eve, second book of Adam and Eve, first book of Enoch, third book of Enoch, the Jubilee, Apocalypse of Abraham, Apocalypse of Thomas, second Baruch, the War Scroll, the Sons of Dark versus the Sons of Light, the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, Apocryphon of John, Gospel of Thomas, Gospel of Judas, Acts chapter 29, Infancy Gospel of James, Infancy Gospel of Thomas, Life of Thomas the Carpenter, Letters of Pilate, Life of Saint Issa, Esdras, Maccabees, Lord Letter, Epistle of Jeremiah, the Prayer of Zazara, and one Baruch. The Prayers of Manasseh, Bel and the Dragon, the Wisdom of Sirach, the Wisdom of Solomon, additions to Esther, Tobit, Judith, Susanna, Psalm 151, 1 Clement, Shepherd of Hermas, and the Didache. So this is what it is for those who were interested. And I hope that Al Ferry, honey, I found. So yeah, that's what it was right there. Whew. Yeah, we can do it. Is there a publisher date? I think it was 2010. I think is what the publisher date is. Let me see again. Yeah, it's 10/15. We can look at it. Absolutely, we can look at it. Let's see. Copyright is 2010. The first time or interested authors contact Fifth Estate publishers. The first printing was 2010. So there you got it. It's in the Library of Commerce. Dr. Excite. Gina is I had to answer a question. I stopped everything I was doing, and I wanted to see the comments, and somebody had written that. So they wanted to know the name of the apocryphal text, and they wanted to know, so I thought I can answer that. So I did. So that's why I came back on. It's that simple. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he replied. Oh, Carol Higginson. I've got the books of Enoch's and stuff like that too. I do. It had several texts in her book. She was reading from the second book of Adam and Eve and one of the texts in the book. So yeah, so he's probably watched it because I said I will show it. So I hope he is watching it. Are you watching this video, Al, honey? You probably didn't see my comment, but I don't know. Oh, you watch me outside with, oh, that's so sweet. It is, you are. So yeah, it was really strange to see Trump's name in here with the double P. It really was. And I showed this book a while back, and I thought, I cannot believe I saw that. And they say that he was like a time traveler. They really did. I do sleep, and I will go to sleep. I'll fall asleep probably, I don't know, around 11:30 maybe. Then I'll just wake up and do it all again. I'll do it all over again. That's right. I'll do it all over again. Time to start another day is what I'll do. So yeah, this is interesting because this person and a Dr. E. Trump. So they translated the text into the King James English from the world's publishing company, both Arabic versions and Ethiopic versions. And the version presented here takes the 1927 version. So it is a 1927 version, written in the King James style English. And it renders it into wording more familiar to the modern reader. Tangled sentence structure and archaic words were replaced. And with a more clear, crisp, so this is called this right here, which, yeah, so I can, let me do this so you could probably slow this down and you can see it for yourself. See, you can. You go back and you can read it. That's right. I don't know. You would have to look into, you have to type this in right here. The Encyclopedia of Lost and Rejected Scriptures, the Pseudepigrapha, or whatever. And I have no idea. I don't know. It's a really thick book. And, oh, see? Yeah, it's a really thick book. And this is what it looks like on the back. All of these. Belle and the Dragon. So, yeah. If you can find one, I hope you can, if you want one. If you can find a PDF, I hope you can find one. You all do. But yeah, this thing is so big. If you like reading, I will say what I think, and I will speak against you, O land, which are prospering. The noonday does not always burn, nor does the ray of the sun constantly give light. Do not expect and hope that you will always be prosperous and rejoicing. Do not be greatly arrogant and boastful. For certainly in its own season the divine rage will awake against you, even though now in long suffering it is held as it were by the reins. And when I said these things, I fasted 7 days. I don't even know what that book is. That's fine. That's fine, you all. So divine rage is being held by the reins right now. That's right. That's perfect. It's just perfect. It really is. Um, when it gets late, I get a little bit giggly, you all. I do. They have much more ancient texts. That's right. They really do. That's fine. It is fine, you all. It's, oh, they got a, look, they're talking about recruitment and age of soldiers. Wow. Simplified cast of characters. Oh my gosh, you all, this is really, the Apocrypha of John, November of 1895. Look at that, you all. They went into the Arctic region of the Himalayas, determined to find a copy of the Himas manuscript to expose Fad. His books of travels entitled Kashmir of Tibeti tells of a visit to the Himis. Ganapa includes Bengali translation of 224 verses, essentially the same to be as the Notovich Witch, and Abananaba Nada was thereby convinced of the authenticity of the last Issa legend. The Issa legend, you all, look at that. 1925, another Russian, Nicholas Roserek, arrived at the Roserek, philosopher, distinguished scientist. Brahman told that Brahma forbade those to approach who were created out of his womb and feet, you all. So this is kind of interesting. It really is. Garments and mantle. Simon chose men and sent them to Demetrius the king. Yeah. Wisdom comes from the Lord and is with him forever. The sand of the sea, the drops of the rain, the days of eternity, who can count for them? The height of heaven, the breadth of the earth, the abyss, and the wisdom, who can search them out? The wisdom of Jesus, son of Sarash. So this things right here would seem blasphemous to some people. It really would. There's a lot of things that would seem blasphemous to a lot of people. But that's okay, you all. These are books and stuff that they say they're just fiction, fictitious books. Oh, you read Maccabees a couple of days ago? And does the Walmart sell it so you can get you one at Walmart? Hello there, Rainbow. A rainbow. Hello there, Rare Blood Michelle. That's right, you all. Yeah, we can do it. Late praying, all is well. All is well. In which you used to live, followed the ways of the world, the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit of him. Yes. They can be good from a historical perspective. Yeah, they can. There's a lot of things that were written that is history that was excluded. Really, if you think about it. When I think about it. Silver dishes, for your servant is religious. Clem, how blessed and marvelous are the gifts of God. This is the way, dearly beloved, wherein we found our salvation. The scripture is said, the master took unto himself, your Hermas have sinned against God. You blasphemed God and betrayed their parents. You therefore has fields and dwellings of many possessions. And when you art out, yeah, you are. So, this is pretty neat if you want to read it. I haven't read it. I'm not one for reading, but I guess if that was the only book I had to read and I didn't have nothing else to do, I could have had nothing to occupy my time with, I would read it, because I wouldn't want to just sit there and twiddle my thumbs at all. That's right. I wouldn't. Tornado sirens in central Ohio. Wow. Peace and blessings to you. That's right, you all. He wrote 2 books. Yeah, so why is Trump's name in there? Do we really got like a time travel thing going on, you all? It's kind of time traveling. We could, if you think about it. Big time travel and stuff going on. Well, I don't guess he saw my comments. I really don't. He not saw it, but I answered it. Oh, Phoenix Savage. It's okay. Because I wasn't planning on coming back on here. I went downstairs and I ate a bowl of cereal. I thought that's my supper. And then I thought that's what I want. A bowl of cereal. So that's what I ate. 1800s, the life and times of Baron Trump. Yeah, there's too much stuff going on. And truly, if they have traveled back in time, it's a good read and a lot of pages. If I was young, a young teenager, I'd probably read it. Probably would, since I loved books back then. I lived right across from the library. Hello there, Light Seeker. Yeah. So, whew. You know what else I saw? I saw something else on here. They said the rivers are drying up in India, and that let me show you. The Indian River dried up. It has reduced for the first time in history, and the secret. Oh my gosh! What on earth happened there? And the secret was hidden inside it. Indian River, right there. This is showing up in the Indian River in India. The waters had receded. This is on the Pinterest. Look at inside it. It's like that. This is alien UFO sighting site, you all, is what it is. Alien UFO sightings. They showed it. These symbols right here, and they said the ancient aliens are coming back. If you zoom up on this, which I can, look what's in. Look at all of this right here. A history that has been hidden, and they're making their way back. They said, look at that. So our world is changing, and they're trying so hard to hold on to the reins. They really are. Look at all of this stuff, you all. They've been flocking there to see what's going on. We're going to have to visit Pinterest and stuff a lot more, because we're going to miss out on all this kind of stuff if we don't. See, look at it protruding out of the waters. You know that we didn't make it. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I thought, I want to go to bed, but I thought, no, I want to, let me look at that really fast. Is what I said to myself. I want to look at it. Look at that, you all. Under the water. The source was onemorepost.com. But guess what? When you click into that, look at this. Watch this. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know at all. Not at all. They don't. Those are called Rotted links. T Honey, your Gina Honey is back again. I just came back to, somebody want to know about the name of this book. Well, there it is right there. And when I was getting ready to log off the Pinterest, I saw this. The Indian River is drying up. And the locals are coming to look at it. And things are showing up in the Indian River from aliens, ancient beings who have been there long, long ago, and their remains. You can see it. The waters are receding, and the architecture, the ancient artifacts are still there. Now, how are they going to say, oh, well, that was naturally made? No, no, no. See, that'd be a lie. See, there's something going on. And the locals are coming and they're looking because they want to know what's going on too. So that's what they found. There's so much history that has been hidden. Tons and tons and tons of history hidden. Look at that. See that? Notice how the sun on some of the NASA's product, it has like the circle around it, and then it has that thing that goes that way from it. That's what that reminds me of. And look what's that right there? What is that? Is that heads of people or beings right there? See, there's all kinds. Oh, look, 3 of 10. Oh, we already seen that. But this is what's showing up in India. All of this been covered under the water. Charging stations. That's a good idea. Eyes wide open. Could be, right? But then what's that? Don't know. And what's that? And then what's that? Yeah, Lord Shiva. To know what they are in Hinduism. That's right. That's exactly right. And you think the rulers of this world, you think some of the bad humans on this earth are afraid of these ancient gods returning? Do you think they are? They're probably terrified. It does look like the top of a car battery post, lead battery post. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. It really was. See, and then you can see this. Why the ancient Sumerians may have built advanced spaceports, launched spaceships, and traveled in space. Look, Iraqi Transport Minister Kazim Finjan in 2016, he was on a business trip around 7,000 years ago. He asserts that the Sumerians actively traveled around the solar system. Listen to that. The Iraqi Transport Minister, Kazim Finjan, in 2016, was on a business trip to Dakar, and the surprising declaration in 2016 was the Sumerians actively traveled around the solar system and had spaceships of their own. Around 7,000 years ago, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers and the Mesopotamia, later known as Babylonia, currently located in Iraq and Syria, the Sumerians were a sophisticated civilization. Architectural beauty, Sumerian periods, Egyptian pyramids, the purpose, enormous structures, ziggurats were built in ancient Mesopotamia. Explained a number of ways. Interests of ufologists, nobody expected the official to make the statement. Nobody. The Anu, god of the sky, Enki, god of the water, knowledge, mistress, craft, Enlil, god of the wind, Inan, queen of heaven, Utu, god of the sun, were among the many deities worshipped by the sun. You got this, you all, along with other things, you all kinds of stuff. They invented all of that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing that phone like that. They invented all of that. Wonder what happened to him. Did they get rid of him because he said it? That was it. That was it. This is from a site called What's it called, Gina? It's called Alien UFO Sightings. It's pretty cool. They had one comment, 57 shares, you all. So, see, they don't want people to know. They don't want people to know anything about what's going on in the world. We got to hit that button, you all. Even though I came on here talking about this right here, the ancient, lost, and rejected scriptures. Boom. Right there. Lost and rejected. Look at that. Iraqi. That's why we went to Iraq, because of the history there. That's why. 2016, we had to destroy that whole entire place and steal stuff. That's what they did. They stole it. It's not nice. It really isn't nice if you think about it. They should not do stuff like that. That's okay. It's not okay, but that's fine. That's great. You see this? Maybe the aliens really are here. What if they are? What if they are SETIs, 1940s, 1959, SETI paradigm, building, and I'm not going to read it because it's like, okay, yeah, so you all, it's getting late. It's really getting late, but that's right. I don't want this to be the Anunnaki, though. I don't want that to be the Anunnaki right there. I do not. I don't. This is like an alien species. This is fine right here, but I don't want that to be the Anunnaki. I don't. Because it's kind of creepy looking. Extraterrestrial history of the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki Pantheon return. So I guess if you would to click it, it's their season finale. That's it. Yeah. An enormous solar superstorm could knock out the internet worldwide. Well, if it knocked out the internet worldwide, then we wouldn't get to see if there's any ships up in the sky now, would we? We wouldn't even get to know what happened. And to the other, in all the other worlds, look at this. This is a popular post on here. Enormous super solar storm could knock out the internet. Electronic ET intelligent aliens are likely the machines. Oh, wow. Join our new group, 12 ancient paintings containing evidence of age. Look, they got something in the ear. The Dulce Underground Rabbit Hole, Kardashians. Okay, you all. So that's fine. That's fine, you all. I'm going to go. I need to make myself go to bed. I really do. But I wanted to come back on there because I was answering a question about this book that had Donald Trump's name in it. And it was the second book of Adam and Eve. And it was written back in the 1800s, but they took something from 1927. No, it was published in 2010. And by word of mouth, they said it's a fiction and stuff, but they took writings from 1927 for that right there, but it was wild. That's all, you all. Oh, Muse, honey, let Gina, honey, tell you why the chat is so low. You want to know why it's so low? Is because of my subject, my topics, and they are literally, they're throttling the chat. They don't want a big chat rate. I'm not doing it. It is literally the Google algorithm, and or they've got a program set up to where they just do that to me. They just do it. And can I do anything about it? No, I can't. Can you? No. Can I say, please bring the traffic to my channel, open up the floodgates, let the people come in, and they do it? Absolutely not. I can't. They're going to do what they want to do. I'm not in control. They're in control, and I know it. So I have to take the good with the bad. The good is I get to come on here and see you all and talk to you all and share with you all. That's the good. The bad is they do put barriers up to keep it at bay, to keep it at a minimum, but I have to focus on the good. Okay, I can focus on the good, knowing they're doing me and holding me back, but it's the subject matter. And yeah, it's okay. The good and the bad, we got to take it both. And I can focus on the good, and I'm going to. That's right. Yeah, so this is the book 2010. And yeah, the rivers in India are drying up. And they say the gods are returning back. That's right, you all. Um, Rare blood, Michelle. We are biding our time. That's right, we are. We can do it. I am gonna go. I need to wind down. It's almost 11 o'clock. 7 o'clock comes pretty early in the morning. It does. It's your collage. Angel Miss Tiny. Jennifer Hill, you're so very welcome. You are. And it's really interesting. I like going to Pinterest. I always liked the stuff to see on there, but I never wanted to do an account. I really didn't. But oh well, it's fine. It's great. So, with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, good night, you all. I hope you have a wonderful sleep. I really do. I hope you have sweet dreams. I hope you have dreams that bring some truth into your life, that wake you up even more. That's right. Very pleasant and knowledge-filled dreams. You're so very much, yeah, I'm tired. You're so very welcome. Good night, everyone. Love you.